Today's topic is still protecting our money, which is financial IQ number 2. Am I a capitalist or am I a socialist? So the story goes, and it's a joke. Hopefully you get the joke. So one day, a socialist was walking around and he saw a farmer. So the farmer has a big land and he has a lot of livestock in it. Now the socialist asked the farmer if the farmer is interested in joining his socialist party. So the farmer was curious. He doesn't know anything about the socialist party or the socialist behaviors. So then the farmer asked, can you give me examples of the socialist behavior? So the socialist said, no problem. This is how we do things in the socialist world. So you, farmer, if you have a cow and your cow produces milk, your milk will be shared by everyone. So it's called sharing the wealth. And so the farmer said, yes, that is good. That's awesome. Now, the socialist was happy to know about that. So he gave another example. Now you, Mr. Farmer, if you have a sheep and your sheep produces wool, then your wool is shared by everyone. Everyone gets to have their own wool too. And that is called sharing of wealth. So the farmer said, oh, wow, that is good. I love the socialist. It sounds so great. Sharing of wealth. Now, the socialist thought that he converted this farmer to become or to join the socialist party, because in the beginning he said, oh, sharing of wealth for the milk is good. The sharing of wealth for the cotton is good. So then he said, okay, let me try his livestock here. He has chickens. So now, Mr. Farmer, if you have chickens and your chicken produce eggs, tons of eggs, you've got to share your eggs. It's called sharing of wealth. Share your eggs to everyone. So everyone in your community gets the eggs. Now look at the angry face of this farmer. He was furious. He was mad. He said to the socialist, get out of here. Take your socialist ideas with you. Get out of here. And so the socialist was shocked by the reaction of this farmer. He said, I do not understand, Mr. Farmer, why all of a sudden you want me to get out of here. I do not understand. You said the milk sharing is good. The wool sharing is good. The sharing of wealth is good. But sharing the eggs is no good. The farmer then said to the socialist, well, I'll tell you why. I do not have cows. I do not have sheep. So I don't really care, but I do care about my chickens. I do have a lot of chickens and they produce a lot of eggs. And that is why I want you to get out of here, because I'm not going to share you my eggs. And that is why the book says financial IQ number 2, protecting our money is very, very important. So the socialists believe that everyone agrees sharing wealth is good as long as it is your wealth, other people's wealth. But if it's coming from your wealth. So are you a socialist or are you a capitalist? So in socialism, it is owned by the government. The capitalist, it's privately owned. The competition in the socialist world is low. The competition in the capitalist is high. And what does the high competition do? Then we have more innovation, more technology, more new products out in the real world. That's why we're enjoying what we're enjoying right now, because of the capitalist country we live in, like in the USA. So goals for socialists, it's collective. For capitalists, it's individual. The wealth. Socialists have sharing of wealth. For capitalists, it's individual. So those are my lessons for today. I hope you learned something. Are you a capitalist or are you a socialist? So stay tuned for more 𝗥𝗵𝗲 and Ria show.
Amazing, amazing, Ria. Thank you for sharing. Friends, I hope that you took a ton of notes. I hope this was valuable to you, because certainly it was, it was just nuggets what she just threw out there. So I hope that you truly found, where do you lie? Where are you? Are you on the socialist on part of the scale, or are you a capitalist? And what do we need to do now that we, inflation, is happening worldwide? What do we need to do? How do we combat? How do we, save ourselves, our families? What do we need to do right here, right now, so that we can save our wealth and not give it away to the socialists, or not give it away to the capitalists? But as Ria and I talked about many shows ago, that, you are your White House. We don't need to pay attention to the governments. We don't need to pay attention to the external voices, but we need to pay attention to what's happening in our White House. So Ria, thank you for sharing that. That is such an amazing and valuable information. So I guess what I want to share, ask you is, so I think, so it's better, in order for us to keep our wealth, it's better to be on the capitalist.
Yes, 𝗥𝗵𝗲, it's always good to be on the capitalistic side. Look at the farmer. He worked hard farming his land, taking care of the chickens. And now, because in the socialist world, he has to share the eggs, and he doesn't want to share his hard-earned livelihood, right? But he's okay to receive things that are not from his hard work. It's okay to receive the benefits from other people, but on the hard work that you did for your own house, you're not willing to share it. But that is what the socialists do. So I believe that capitalists, there's a lot of opportunities for us to be wealthy. There's a lot of opportunities for us to also give back too. It's not, in a capitalist world, if you think about it, the wealthy, Jeff Bezos, they bring us to Mars. If you think about Bill Gates, he's giving, it may be against vaccines, but he's trying to eradicate polio and let's say polio in Africa, where it's still rampant. So they're also giving free water as well. So the billionaires are very philanthropic. They are sharing the wealth as well, but only if you have much. There's a saying, if much is given, much is required. So these billionaires, they have acquired a lot of money. Much is given to them, but much is also required. Much is required in the sense of you have responsibility to your neighboring countries, to your brothers and sisters. So that's why you see a lot of billionaires. They're very philanthropic, just like our mentor, 𝗫𝗫 Grant-Cardone. He sponsors the orphan, kids who do not have parents, kids who do not have dads. Why? Because our mentor was once lost his dad. And so you see, if you have a lot of money, you can give back and you can profit in this capitalistic world.
Exactly.
And the only way we can innovate, we can have advances in technology, is to be a capitalist. Because why? You are rewarded for your own hard work. You're rewarded for your labor. Remember, I could be just sitting here and doing nothing and receive the milk. I could be doing here and do nothing and receive the cotton. Do you think it will motivate me to work harder? No, I won't work, because I'm freely getting the milk. I'm freely getting the cotton without me sweating.
And and that's what happens when people don't put in hard work. So like, they always want the free money. Like in the UK, it's called the dole. And so they go on welfare, and they just have the government sort of giving them money. But then that is not an incentive. You're never going to get far in life if you want handouts. How would you learn if you always want that free money? The government, as Ria said, oh, we can just sit here on our laurels and not do anything, not take action to where how we can provide for our family. And that is the number one, and